let's start recording, right? And let's go play this beat. Either way, what's up guys? The Khaiza is back and we are here for another Kamen Rider night, so let's pull this up again. Where is that channel point? Where is it? There you go. There you go. Alright, yeah, it's another Kamen Rider night, and it's Toku time, baby! It's Tokusatsu time, right? So, what we're gonna be discussing today, because last week we talked about Kamen Rider Revice. We did a whole review, and we did a special unboxing of, you know, some SH figure art, like collectible action figures, like Kamen Rider Revice and Vice, Iki and Vice, respectively. And they're sitting right over there. They're just doing their pose, doing their thing, right? Like, it looks super dope, it looks super fly. But, now is not the time for Revice, because Revice is over. Be it great season, it was a good wrap up of an ending. Everybody is living their happy Koiki Dink lives, right? Iki somehow misses Vice in a way, but we did talk about that a lot before in the Kamen Rider Revice review. So now here's the new rider. Now here's this new boy, right? And it's gonna be this guy, Kamen Rider Geats. That's his actual name, Kamen Rider Geats. And yeah, like the first episode for Kamen Rider Geats came out yesterday via all of like the Toku sub like channels. Usually the one I would go to before was Toku.fun, but they're apparently like late, so I went to another one called Tokuzilla.net. I'll type it over here. I'll type it over here in the chat, and it will be visible here on this recording so that everybody can see. But yeah, it is a website specifically for Kamen Rider, Tokusatsu, Super Sentai fans like myself, and it offers 1080p quality without having the hassle to like pay for anything or go to like some crazy foreign like dank site like kissation.sh is where I used to like go to for Kamen Rider needs, but it's full of like ads and like all of like the typical like, you know, single hot Russian lady like nearby your area. Like, no thank you. The first premiere episode for Kamen Rider Geats, and you know what's Geats all about? Well, you know, by premise, by synopsis, before we get into like the episode, this is all about a Kamen Rider battle royale, right? And wait, like, what the fuck? It's a battle royale? So you mean to tell me this is a Kamen Rider that's based around like popular, iconic battle royale games such as Fortnite or Apex Legends? And the answer to that is yes. That was the developer's intention. That was this staff's intention of making Kamen Rider Geats a story/setting from the get-go. It is a Fortnite/Apex Legends inspiration type of Kamen Rider. And there's also hints of like, I recently found this out, it borrows notes from the hit apparently the hit Netflix series Squid Game, right? I don't know like how popular it was. I mean, like, as I always say, right, like to go into like an off tangent, right? Squid Game is alright. I've seen the first season. It's cool, okay? It's alright, but would I say like it's the best of all time series? No. Like it's okay. I don't understand like when it debuted, a lot of like casual watchers would just like see Squid Game and thought like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And you know what's funny, right? I went to like, you know, my trip to California, right? And we went to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and there's actually like a theme park like setting. Well, not really a theme park. Not really a theme park, my bad. There's actually like a venue spot that's totally dedicated to Squid Game, and there's like a Crossrock Junction like intersection, right? That has like the giant robot that does the red light green light shit. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I was talking to like my mom and my niece as we were like talking about like Squid Game, and we saw like what they were placed at, and I'm like, you know, Squid Game is alright, but I wouldn't say like it's the best series there is, you know? Like, it's alright, it's okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, you know, it's 10 out of 10 quality. There's some stuff that like lacks in it, right? I think it's just like, you know, it came out in like COVID era, and not a lot of people were aware of like international shows or film like in a Netflix series. Evidently, there are like Bollywood movies. Like I see Bollywood movies on my fucking Netflix account, right? I have Amazon Prime, and international movies are definitely there. But it's just like, man, this is the best international series ever. I'm like, hold my water gallon. It takes inspirations from Squid Game, and I saw this as another factoid. It's also inspiration from another famous like Japanese literature. I think it's called like kaiji. Oh yeah, I think it's no, it is like called kaiji. Isn't that like the manga that follows the story of like a former like gambler like addict? So Kamen Rider Geats borrows notes from not only video games like battle royales like Fortnite and Apex Legends, but also television material such as Squid Game and manga series Kaiji. So you have 4 kinds of inspirations crammed into this, like, you know, KR television series by Toku, right? And you have like the biggest rider cast there is, right? And apparently, I also read this, it's a lot larger than some of like the larger rider cast than, let's say, Ryuki, which also that's also an inspiration from, but now a lot of the riders just rider seasons just do that too. Ryuki, Gaim, Saber, and I forgot which one, but like frankly, Geats just like tops those 4 Kamen Riders seasons, right? And so yeah, it's a battle royale, right? It's a battle royale KR, so something like Ryuki. It's like a game of survival. Only in this case, right? You score enough points, and when the time limit is over, you become like what, a god of desire, and with that, the prize is you get to remake the world in however you see fit, right? That is the premise of what this game's in this season called Desire Grand Prix. And you have contestants donning armor like masks, and you get to pick up power-ups via like loot boxes. So definitely the inspiration of Fortnite comes in Geats, right? And we have a bevy of a cast, right? Mostly just of it is new faces. There's no like OG veteran cast are in there. There is like one where we'll talk about in the episode, but right now it is like a big large like rider pool, and you get to play the Desire Grand Prix, and yeah, that's like what the premise of the Kamen Rider Geats is, right? So we have a lot of that. We are definitely seeing some inspiration here and there. And so far, let's get into like the episode. Let's get into like the debuted episode, right? So we start off with this person named Keiwa Sakurai, who is interviewing for a job, right? And it's most likely like a tech company firm, right? It's kind of like a similar thing that I watched with mom. We were watching a Bollywood film about the struggles of youths in modern day India, and two characters specifically are struggling with like, you know, their respective tech companies, and they want to build like and one of them wants to build like a startup, and it's not going well for them, obviously, but this feels sort of similar to like that. And Keiwa Sakurai, he just like says general stuff like he's like a goody two shoes, right? Like he just wants to enter this position to like save lives and have world peace, but then the job interviews is like, can you believe this guy? Like, what the fuck is he talking about? So he gets like denied, and he seeks comfort with his, well, not like comfort. Don't get it twisted, but seeks comfort with his sister, who has a job, and Keiwa Sakurai is like, you know, kind of like one of those dudes that like gets declined job after job, and nothing seems to be going well for him. So he blows off some steam by hanging out with his sister, and they order some like soba together until all of a sudden, right? A red barrier comes up. Then there's these like priest-looking guys like with squid hats on, and they like have like swords or maces, wearing like red garments. They are called the Jammers. JYAMMER, like they're called like jammers or something like that, and they start like killing people left and right here and there. And there's like a red barrier that separates Keiwa from his sister. So shocked, obviously, Keiwa scrambles throughout the city, and there's a lot of these like red dudes just killing people left and right here and there. And then he encounters a YouTube streamer known as like Kurama Neon, a female streamer, right? And they both see that like the world is like in like chaos, and after like escaping a few of like the jammers, they come in contact with some of like the rider contestants, right? That's the whole that's the whole problem. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, Keiwa and Neon run into each other, right? Not like they're good friends, but they just like happen to be there by coincidence, and they encounter a few of the rider contestants, right? The first one, there is a rider that has like a panda hat on. Let me go see. Actually, let me pull up the Kamen Rider wiki, right? So we actually have like a lot of these riders on lockdown, but let's do it right here. But yeah, they get saved by like, the first of them is this guy. His name is called Kamen Rider Shido, who happens to be, right? Who happens to be this guy, right? And for hardcore Super Sentai fans, right, his face may look, you know, very familiar, because he is the Blue Ranger from the Dinosaur Sentai Kyoryuja, right? Or Dino Charge for us Americans fans, right? And you actually get to see him like do the pose of like his old show appearance, right? It's so fucking dope. And I gotta say, right, I didn't much care for like, you know, the Blue Ranger in that season, but can I just say how handsome this guy is, right? Like, yo, my man's aged up, but damn, he looks mighty fine. Holy shit. I guess it's just like the beard, right? The little like what's that beard style? It's not like full beard, right? But it's is it like a goatee? Like you have just like the mustache and then like the chin beard and then the under chin and then the under chin hair. Is that what it's called? Is that called like a goatee? But either way, I'ma call it goatee. My man is rocking that shit and he looks fine. Holy goddamn, like this boy look good. I was like, yo, damn. My boy Nobuhara ditched the old man jokes, became an old man, became serious, and's got a mighty fine beard. Shit. Alright. And then of course another rider comes in, right? By the name of Kamen Rider Buffa. And when I saw this guy's costume like the first time, I was legit fucking yo damn, this suit is like badass, right? He's got elements that are similar to like Ultraman costumes, right? More specifically, there is like a dark Ultraman called Belial, and he's like the corrupted Ultraman, and he is the father of Jeed, apparently. So I'm like, yo damn, this guy looks good, and this is how he looks like as a full-blown rider. Like, this is the chest piece, this is like his demonic arm. He's got like a chainsaw sword for a weapon, right? So, you know, like Chainsaw Man, right? It's gonna be coming up, right? So, Koiki think like kind of like timing, right? But he's got like a shawl, like fucking saber, like yo damn, this guy looks dope. But his character though, right? This guy, beautiful motherfucker, you know, obviously Kamen Rider does, you know, hire attractive candidates for their shows, right? So he is like no exception. And he's like one of those Kamen Riders that will do anything and everything to like get a win, right? He'll do anything to get a win. That's how he is. He will score up as many points as necessary, and we don't know what his goals or motivations are because it is first episode. So we'll probably see that like later on in the season. But yeah, like that's Kamen Rider Buffa. And then of course a big giant like, alright. And then of course like a big giant like alien like fortress like comes in, starts wrecking the city some more, and Neon is about to like fall from like a cliff because it destroyed like some debris from a building. And then all of a sudden comes, you know, our main star, Kamen Rider Geats, right? And we can actually like show off like the transformation of him. Kamen Rider Geats. Kamen Rider Geats, right? We actually have him. Which one's like a high poly version? Oh wow, 60 frames per second. 60 frames per second. Okay. So we could like look at this, right? So this we're gonna be like viewing how Kamen Rider Geats as, you know, henshin wise looks like. It's crazy seeing Kamen Rider in 60 frames per second. It's funny because most of their shows, because most Kamen Riders nowadays, outside of like the OG classics like Kuga, Agito, Ryuki, Faiz, all the way up to all the way up to Hibiki, they all went to this 30 FPS look. It's no longer like a drama. Well, even though Kamen Rider is all about like the dramas, right? But for some reason, like the studio changed it to like 30 FPS. I don't know, to like make it more consistent, but like 60 FPS feels like the old school like dramas, right? And it feels so like different and orgasmic. Anyway, henshin time, right? Magnum. Ready. Fight. So that is our new main protagonist, our new main Kamen Rider. He looks sick. He looks dope, right? This is the upper half of what they call him. This is the upper half. He has like a kitsune. And funny thing, right? All of the Kamen Riders in this season are like based. They have attributes that represent like a fucking animal, right? So Geats, for example, here, he's based on a kitsune or like a fire fox, right? Oh god, that's not it. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Where was he? Right here. Yeah, he's based on a fire fox like demon, right? And a lot of the other riders we saw, like one is based on like a white panda, one is based as a water buffalo, right? And there would be like many others that are based on like different animals, right? So we get Geats, who is based on a kitsune, and he has an upper half that is a gun archetype. And he has like a second form. So the whole gimmick for Geats, and this is all based on like the drivers, right? All the drivers that the main contestants have is called the Desire Driver, and it looks like what this shit is right there, like at the bottom. And you can pick up like, remember how I said like loot, right? You can pick up specially designed like loot from loot boxes that contain power-ups, and these power-ups come in all sorts of different designs and abilities. So for instance, Geats right here, he has the upper half that is all about Magnum, all about rifles and shooting, and he has another power-up that's all about boosting. So it's like a motorcycle type of power-up device, and he could just like vroom vroom rev and changes into this form. Boost.
Ready. Fight.
Ready, fight. And so the whole gimmick behind like Geats is that you can interswap different parts. So you can have like boost at the top and then Magnum at the bottom. Get ready for boost and Magnum. And of course you can flip it. So you can have the original design for Geats, which is Magnum Boost. And this is our main rider, right? Goddamn, it looks so sick, right? It looks so sick. I can't wait for like what the power-ups are gonna be like. Just like the theory crafting possibilities for it, you know? But here it is. Boost, Magnum Boost, right? This is the Kamen Rider of this season, and he has some interesting stuff. His character-wise, his name is Ace Ukyo, right? His name is Ace Ukyo, and... Or, wait, where is it? There you go. Ace Ukyo describes himself as like a confident man that is like godlike at everything, but he does care for like people around him and has like a softy at heart, but has like mysteries of his past that will, you know, later be revealed as the show like goes on, right? So that's Geats, and then after Geats finishes off the fortress, everything is done, he accumulates enough points to become the god of desire. And with that, he rewrites the world, and then a new game commences, and he says, "Welcome to my world." And what happens to the rest, right? Everybody gets their memory wiped. You know, everybody loses their past lives in the past game, and then we have this chick. Sorry, not chick. We have this woman who hands people loot boxes or invitational loot boxes to have them become Kamen Riders. So they have like a desire driver and the rider core ID that represents them as like they are the new riders, right? So of course Geats is gonna be playing in the new game, and we get to see Buffa, we get to see Shiro, and of course we're gonna see new cast of we're gonna see the new cast after the old ones were apparently eliminated because they didn't score enough points from the previous game. Only three were remaining in this first episode, which was Geats, Buffa, and Shido. Unfortunately, Shido didn't score enough points, and it was Geats who won, and Buffa was like second place, and he felt really salty about it. But Geats won the battle, everything was restored, no one has any memories of the past game, and Keiwa Sakurai apparently lives a new life, but doesn't remember that he had a sister, and once he picks up like the desire driver, he slightly restores his memories back and remembers, oh, what the fuck happened? Oh, I remember this shit now. And so that will be the next episode for Kamen Rider Geats, right? The participants from all over that have been selected to be Kamen Riders are going to participate in the next Desire Grand Prix by this like hostess like woman, and will be playing for, you know, survival, right? Even though they don't say survival, we don't know what the full extent of the Desire Grand Prix is, but they're playing for survival, obviously. And so as first episode impressions go by, right? It's a really good episode, right? We don't know what the hell is like going on. They're just like they're not really like setting up everything. They're doing like the Dawn Brothers route, I feel, of just not really spoon feeding you of what the actual story and setting is like for Geats. They're just showing you like a side character that is not going to be like relevant at first, but is going to be relevant later. And then they show off Kamen Rider Geats. It's like the Kamen Rider who will like save the day, and it's like one of those like subvert your expectations. There will be more to come of this Desire Grand Prix, and more of these explanations will come later, right? And you know, this is what I like about like Kamen Riders. I pretty much prefer KRs. I pretty much prefer Kamen Riders that are a rider from the get-go, right? We don't have to go through like a whole episode of them like they don't know how to like fight or like how to use like self-defense because, you know, they're new. I kind of like riders, like main character riders that know that they are riders and they have been doing this shit before, even before the first episode, right? Like that's why I like W, that's why I like Wizard, that's why I like Build, because, you know, they were riders before even the first episode came out, and they have been like, you know, just whooping ass, right? We know what the suits look like. We don't need to see like a character backstory of what what he's like, what his traits and stuff is like. Give us the mystery about him, like what makes him special, but don't like spoon feed me what really makes him special, you know? What is his history? What is his past? You know, all that stuff. And that's why I like in like Kamen Riders, you know? And Geats is like one of them now, right? We don't know who Ukyo Ace really is, but he is really confident, he is interesting. He reminds me of fucking Soji Tendo from Kabuto, right? He's always like this confident motherfucker that is good at everything, and I walk the path of heaven and stuff like that. And you know, even though, right, he doesn't know how to be a writer, but he's been training his whole life to be a writer, and that's what I like. That's what I like. I like Ace for the fact that, like, although we don't know him, he's been like playing these games for we don't know how long and has been like a master at it. And he's just like, you know, 100% styling and like showing off. He's been through the ringer before, you know? So I like that. I like that. I like the interesting characters that are being like shown off. I like what the story is setting up. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting, and I am optimistic to see what the next episodes are going to be like. What the next episodes are going to be like, you know? Far as like action goes, right? Action is super good, like doing like gun kata shit, right? I love that. I love that a lot. He has like a magnum, he has a rifle mode, and he has like a hand cannon via the power up that he has. Buffa, I really want to get like the sword. I don't know why. It's just like, it's something about like a chainsaw sword that really like, ooh, ooh, you know? It's super fucking cool looking. And as far as like the other power-ups go, I saw like how they look via like Toku magazines on Discord servers and whatnot. They look alright, but they just feel like a strap-on, and like they don't seem interesting, right? Like they don't look special like Magnum, or what Buffa's power-up is called Dangerous Zombie. I think that's what they call it, and it's a funny pun because, you know, what other like zombie thing had that was Exade, and that was the greatest fucking character in Exade is Dan Kuroto. Dan Kuroto is a fucking psychopath that has like a god complex. Which is funny because like Exade and Geats are both based on like games, right? One more literal on like the writers, and this one, and Geats is much more on the nose with like the references. So shall we see like some Exade Geats crossovers, something like that? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, loving the episode so far. I want to see like what happens, right, with the characters, right? You know, because like I feel like there's more to be, you know, what was it? There's more to question and understand of like the writers in general, because like I want to know what makes Ukyo Ace tick, right? Because we saw like a preview of like his kind of like backstory and how he was like surviving the game. So what made him the way he is? And of course there are character backstories like Buffa, like why is he like such a ruthless dickhead, right? And I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like the second rider, obviously. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be the second rider. He was the second rider to be mentioned in like Geats leaks, right? So, and he has like a full upper half like costume, so he's definitely gonna be around here or there, and he's gonna have like a final like power-up form sort of shit, and that's how it's gonna roll, right? I think like one person on like my Twitter replied to like my hypeness for Geats and was like, oh, that's not the secondary rider. I'm like, bullshit, no. I'm like, you could be right, but I don't know, man. The things are like the stars are like lining up. There's no way that Geats, after Geats, they show off the second rider, and it's gonna be this crazy ass Belial looking dude called Buffa, and he has like an upper half and has like a sword, and he's gonna get like a power up, right? Of course he's gonna get like a power up. What the power up will be, we don't know, right? But we'll definitely see something a little bit here and there for Kamen Rider Geats, right? I want to see where Keiwa Sakurai goes to. Of course he's gonna go to the Desire Grand Prix, but like what else will he like do, and where will he go, and like how will he feel about this Desire Grand Prix, you know? It's all like theory crafts and rumors and plot connecting, and we'll know more once more episodes come out. But right now, this is the first episode. I don't know how well it did. Let me see. Kamen Rider Geats first episode reviews. What was the stats on it? There's impressions. Any impressions for Geats? There's like Reddit, but I want to see like the stats. No, we don't know any stats yet. I want to like look for stats for Le Geats, but right now it's still too early to tell. It's only like what, Monday? So we don't have a lot of information to like go with, but for my impression, I think like Geats is pretty solid, right? I think Geats is pretty good. A lot of things that are being like set up, right? Don't like spoon feed me on like what the story is going to be about. It's definitely a much more like pragmatic and darker one, because there are like some tones that we get to like see, right? Like with Keiwa Sakurai, he's being like, after job after job, he just gives up on life. And you know, like if it's like in India, or like if it's like, well, to be in real terms, if it's like India, Pakistan, or something like in Japan, like if you're like let go, not let go, or like denied of a job, or like you don't make it to a job, you sort of feel depressed and want to like, you know, just off yourself, right? So there's like tones like that of like grieveness, you know, feeling like giving up. So and then of course there's like a lot of there's of course like a lot of like notes from past notes from in this Kamen Rider, like how Shido saved those people, but then Buffa comes in and tells him that you didn't save them because you're like a good Samaritan, right? You only did it for like the reward. So there's like some shadiness going on with like Shido on like why he's doing this. And of course this is like a game. This is a this is a tournament, a battle royale, right? Show. So each of the riders has a motivation for entering this tournament, whether it be something insidious or whether it be something good, like we see in Keiwa Sakurai. We don't know. We can only assume that, right, everybody has desires and motivations that makes them move their legs forward, but what their motivations are, we don't know. And I like that. Don't spoon feed me, don't know. We don't know what these characters are. Just tell us like bit by bit, step by step, like how Dawn Brothers is doing. We don't know what the hell the enemy's deal is. We don't know what the Rangers' deal is, right? We haven't even seen like a roll call from Dawn Brothers, but so far the story is interesting in Dawn Brothers, and I like it so far because like they don't technically spoon feed us like the story or lore. We just found out in today's episode what the Juto are because of like the Dawn clan from Momoi Taro's clan, and that's pretty cool. We got that in like what, episode 27, and they were introduced in like 10 episodes ago or like 15 episodes ago. That's pretty good. Like I don't need to know what the Juto are. You know, sprinkle them in a little bit. They're like a hidden menace when they show up, and when we get what their explanation of that shit is, we will get it. But for now, that's it. But anyway, yeah, that's it for the Geats like impressions, right? Of course, we don't know what the hell's going on. We don't know what it will be, but I can honestly say that like I'm impressed with Geats, right? So far, I'm impressed at what they will be like doing. As for stats, again, like I had to like look that up. And of course, Kamen Rider Geats, like every season before it, it will come every Sunday. This is systematic, like Super Sentai. So you'll get to see every episode of Geats on Sundays, right? From like every next episode is going to be September 11th. That's 3 days after my birthday. So then 18th, 24, etc., etc. 1825, sorry, etc., etc. But Geats is pretty nice. I like it. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot.